More than 300,000 tons of beef are consumed worldwide every day. Considered by many to be the tastiest meat on the planet, some of its premium cuts can fetch prices of $1,000 per kilo. But how is this meat produced so massively? What makes it so special? Well, today we're traveling to the United States, home to one of the largest beef processing plants on the planet, where more than 5,000 cows are slaughtered every day and then transformed into the cuts that millions of people consume daily. So get ready, because you're about to discover how one of the world's most consumed meats is mass-produced. Let's begin. Step number 1. Raising and preparation on farms. It all begins on enormous industrial farms, where cows are raised under strict controls from the day they are born until they are sent to the slaughterhouse. A single one of these facilities can house more than 50,000 cows, all organized according to their age, weight, and stage of development. During their first months of life, calves live freely in spacious pastures and feed primarily on grass. But when they reach a year and a half, all that paradise changes. In the final months before slaughter, they are transferred to gigantic feedlots, where their diet takes a complete turn. There, they are fed exclusively corn, grains, and nutritional supplements designed to accelerate their growth, increase intramuscular fat, and achieve that juicy texture and intense flavor characteristic of high-quality beef. When they reach 2 years of age and a weight close to 600 kilos, approximately 1,320 pounds, these still young animals are ready to be processed. Before leaving the farm, each cow is thoroughly checked by veterinarians who ensure that it has no fever, injuries, or any signs of illness. And yes, ironic as it may sound, the cow that doesn't pass this check stays on the farm and, at least for a while, saves its life. Only those in perfect condition are loaded onto trucks and transported to the processing plant, where their transformation into hundreds of kilos of meat will begin. Step number 2. Transportation and arrival at the plant. After several hours of travel, the first trucks begin to arrive at the processing plant. Inside them travel hundreds of live cows from different certified farms, ready to be evaluated and processed. One of these plants can receive up to 5,000 cattle daily, all organized in well-calculated shifts to maintain a constant flow without saturating the work lines. The unloading process is surprisingly controlled. The cows descend wide ramps with non-slip floors and side railings that gently guide them towards the reception corrals. No shouting, pushing, or electric shocks. Everything is designed to avoid stress, because a single mistake can be very costly. An agitated animal releases cortisol and adrenaline, two hormones that directly affect the meat. They make it tougher, darker, with a shorter shelf life, and a worse flavor. Once inside, the cows are directed to a resting area, where they remain for 6 to 12 hours in the shade, with good ventilation and free access to clean water. During that time, specialized veterinarians visually inspect each animal. If any cow is not in optimal condition, it is immediately separated from the rest. And now that they have rested, been checked, and are in perfect condition, comes the most delicate, fastest, and most controversial step of all: the slaughter. Step number 3. Slaughter and bleeding. With everything in place, the cows enter the most challenging stage of the entire process: ending their lives. First, they are guided to the slaughter line through automated passageways, designed to minimize stress and human contact. Once there, pneumatic stunning is applied, which involves a precise blow to the head with a retractable bolt. This causes immediate loss of consciousness without pain or suffering. The body is then suspended by one hind leg, and a clean cut is made to the carotid artery and jugular vein. In just a few minutes, the already unconscious animal bleeds out completely. Each animal can release up to 40 liters of blood, all of which must be extracted to ensure hygiene and proper meat preservation. This blood is not wasted. It's collected in stainless steel tanks and then used to produce fertilizers, animal meal, pet food, and other industrial byproducts. This procedure repeats continuously, without pause. In a plant like this, up to 600 cows can be slaughtered per hour, totaling over 5,000 animals in a single day. This staggering figure highlights the true pace of this industry. Once bleeding is complete, the lifeless body is ready for the next step in the process. Step number 4. External cleaning and preparation. The beef carcass, still suspended from the overhead line, moves into one of the most delicate phases. It begins with high-pressure cleaning. Operators, equipped with hot water hoses and special disinfectants, remove any remaining blood, mud, or dirt from transport. Everything must be spotless, as any external particle can contaminate the meat and spoil the final product. Next, the hide removal begins. Using large knives and specialized tools, technicians make precise cuts along the body, from neck to tail, including the legs and joints. The hide is slowly removed with extreme precision, taking care not to damage the muscle tissue or compromise the hygiene of the carcass. This work demands technique, a steady hand, and extensive experience. A single hide can weigh over 50 kilograms, about 110 pounds, and naturally, it's not wasted. It's sent to other industries to be transformed into leather for footwear, belts, furniture, and even car interiors. Once the hide is completely removed, the body undergoes a second cleaning, this time with potable water and a final disinfection. At this point, the carcass is thoroughly clean, free of hair, mud, or impurities. It now begins to take on the recognizable appearance we've all seen hanging in industrial cold storage rooms. With the exterior ready, one of the most critical steps in the process arrives: the opening of the body and the extraction of internal organs. Step number 5, evisceration and sanitary control. This step begins with a longitudinal cut in the abdomen. Through this incision, operators carefully extract all internal organs: intestines, stomach, lungs, heart, liver, and other viscera. To do this efficiently and hygienically, operators use sharp knives and mechanical tools. The organs are separated immediately. Some, like the liver, heart, and kidneys, are designated for human consumption. Others, such as intestines and fatty parts, are sent to the byproduct industry, where they'll be transformed into fertilizers, gelatin, collagen, or pet food. Before proceeding further, a key team steps in: veterinary inspectors. Each carcass is inspected again to detect any signs of disease, injury, or contamination. If anything doesn't meet the standards, it's immediately removed. It's that simple. That meat will never reach consumers. Finally, the inside of the body is washed with pressurized water jets, eliminating any remaining fluids or impurities. From this point on, it's no longer referred to as a cow, but as a beef carcass, a clean body without organs or blood, ready to enter cold storage and be transformed into the cuts we all recognize. Step number 6, chilling and maturation. Once emptied and inspected, the body, now officially a beef carcass, is transported by rails to an immense cold storage facility. There, it will hang for 24 to 48 hours at a constant temperature of 0 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees Fahrenheit. This step isn't just simple chilling. It's the beginning of the meat's natural maturation process. During this time, the internal heat gradually dissipates, the texture becomes firmer, and surface moisture is reduced. All of this not only facilitates subsequent cutting, but also enhances the flavor and tenderness of each piece. The system is fully automated. Thermal sensors, constant ventilation, and humidity control work precisely to ensure the cold chain is never broken. If anything fails here, even by a few degrees, the meat can become contaminated or even rot, leading to a massive sanitary and economic disaster. Once this process is complete, the cold, firm, and mature carcass is ready to be transformed into those delicious cuts of meat that will, sooner or later, end up on your table. Step number 7, cutting, packaging, and distribution. With everything ready, the beef carcass is divided into 2 halves. Each half then moves into the hands of specialized operators who, using pneumatic saws and high-precision knives, separate all the main cuts: ribs, sirloins, tenderloins, ribeyes, briskets, and many other pieces you've surely seen on your plate more than once. Once divided, the meat is weighed, classified, and organized according to the type of cut, fat level, and its final destination. Then comes the packaging. Each cut is vacuum sealed or placed in trays with a controlled atmosphere, precisely sealed and labeled with all key data: meat type, weight, expiration date, and traceability code. Once packaged, the product is moved to cold storage and then loaded onto large refrigerated trucks, ready for distribution across the entire country. Here's an interesting fact. In the United States alone, chains like McDonald's consume only 2% of all beef produced in the country. This means the total volume of production in this industry is simply colossal and unimaginable. And there you have it. From farms to your table, this is how one of the largest industrial chains on the planet operates. thousands of cattle are transformed daily into precisely packaged cuts, ready to be cooked anywhere in the world. Finally, tell us, did you imagine this entire process? What's your favorite cut? Ribeye, sirloin, or ribs? Let us know your answer in the comments. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next factory tour.